Hey everyone, let's unbox and have a look at the Harry Potter 2025 Advent Calendar. This is set number 76456, contains 278 pieces, retails for $44.99, and is provided by the LEGO Group for early review. Thank you, LEGO. And just by first impressions, it looks like we get to make 4 minifigures, and obviously I know that one's Harry Potter. The other ones I don't really know. And we got some various accessories here. And ooh, we got 24 gifts. Oh boy, I can't wait. And that's the top of the box, and looks like that's printed. I'm hoping they're all printed in here. It'd be even better. And here's the back of the box. We got ourselves a nice backdrop here, and a Christmas tree. I don't think we're building that. And some of this awesome stuff here. Not too terribly bad for first impressions. This one looks pretty interesting. Alrighty. Well, I don't know what I did with my razor knife, but I have razor blades, so I'm just going to use these instead until I can find the knife. At least now I have a new blade to put in that knife. And that's essentially what this is. So that beautiful backdrop, we're going to have to cut that up. Now I found out sometimes when I unbox these, there's actually another one inside. I'm going to be very careful here not to punch anything out. So that's the play mat, not too bad. So we get some snow at the bottom. And there's not a whole lot to see here. So let's head over to my second channel. We're going to construct this set, come back and take a closer look at the models. Okay, so my plan is to break this down like I do with all the other Advent calendars. We're just going to run through each day one at a time. Looks like they got number 1 in the same location, the 24th there, and everything else is just kind of random. And you're in luck. It is raining today with like 70% humidity, and it's in the 80s. Nice tropical storm here. So you get to hear the rain and all sorts of stuff with this. So we get a treat here. Okay, let's begin with day 1, which is right here. I can't wait to dive into this model. And it looks pretty interesting. So we're going to see if we get some interesting figures in here, and this one's shoved way in the back. Do I have to rip the box open? And obviously we get Harry Potter. So this looks more like a minifigure accessory pack than anything else, but let's hope there's a little bit Christmassy stuff in here. And yeah, not too bad at all. Now let me get this situated here so you could see more what I'm doing. And oh yeah, these videos are unprofessional. They're just meant to be my review notes, not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. So if you're looking for that style of build or entertainment, I'm sorry, I don't do those. And I forgot the ring light too. It's one of those days again. This is how I burn up all that memory card. I burn it all up by just setting up here. I should do this before the thing, but yeah, you know, there's a lot of other things going on in the world right now, and yeah, so can't keep track of all of it. So it looks like we have ourselves a young Harry Potter. And double-sided head. Let's take a look at that real quick here. I'd like to get this ring light set up a bit better, though, eventually. Not too bad. And let's put the head on. We don't want it like that. This looks like, yeah, it's a younger Harry Potter. And he also comes with wands, too. We'll just pop these off this little frame here. That I don't want to throw on the floor. And put that in his right hand. Now, you could do yours any way you want. Well, let me see. How does that go in there? The wands are always a pain in the rear. And there's Harry Potter. If it will focus in, come on, there you go. Not too bad for day 1. I mean, we got to start off with the most important character first. And that's what we have remaining, is just 1 wand. Okay, day 2, right there, right by this little tower. And it looks like we're building some kind of weird creature thing. Now, a quick warning here, I'm not really a Harry Potter fan, so I don't know what all this stuff does. It was part of a package deal. So I may mispronouncing some names wrong and such. Yeah, so that's how it goes. We'll give it a shot, though. And these reviews are really only meant for, you know, people like myself who are not really interested in builds like this. Now, why did LEGO send this to me, or why did I accept it? It was part of that package, and I did not want to miss out on it. So it looks like these go like this. Now, I'm aware you can download the building guides, but what I do is I don't download the guides. Because it would not be fair. They're showing something here. Let me bring this up closer here. I'm at a weird angle today. And this one here is hard to follow. All right. Does this one go in the back? Oh, wait a minute. There's a slope back here. The slope goes back here. So if you're watching this and trying to figure out how to build your models, I will try my best, but don't consider these as professional product reviews, please. But I'm trying my best, though. And yes, it's very, very humid today. Very humid. So it feels like I'm in a sauna right now. I have the window open because we rarely ever hear the rain out here. The dehumidifier's been going like crazy, so... Yeah, what else do I have to put in there? Slope for its nose. We'll put the eyes first. I'm hoping this one, I did the Star Wars set, and that one wasn't too fun. I'm hoping this one's got a little bit more commentary, like we're going to use Harry Potter to do Wingardium Leviosa in this set. We'll have it send it out the door if it's really bad, but we won't know yet. I have so many little eye tiles. Matter of fact, I have a whole bin of just those because I've only used them in one tutorial you haven't seen yet. And that's it. So whatever this is, I don't know if somebody can help me out here. Like some kind of bird or something. It looks kind of goofy looking. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Doesn't look like anything Christmas related. But this is what we have remaining for day 2. Alright, where's day 3 at? Right there. Alright. Looks like something else that's possibly not Christmas related. Yeah, this is like the Star Wars sets. This is probably not going to be too exciting. We haven't built the whole thing yet. Am I losing interest right now? Not terribly, but it's getting to that point. Now also we're looking for printed stuff, like this piece here is printed. When I'll show you when we do a close-up tour of it. This is by all means something that I would not buy. Okay, looks like it's a letter. And that's printed. That's a nice tile if you're into Harry Potter. So if you're interested in that, there you go. That should be a nice keepsake there for day 3. And there's absolutely no pieces remaining. Okay, now we're going to go on to day 4. My mom saw this and thought you'd have to cut all these open with a knife. I said, no, they're all perforated. I don't know her name. So if you can help me out with that, much appreciative. I will have them listed in the description of the video. Harry Potter fun. Come on, Harry Potter, or whatever your name is. Get your head out of there. Well, these torsos are really nice. Oh. Well, we don't want the sad face. Let me get up there. This camera sometimes takes forever to focus in. Here's the happy face. Let's do the happy one here. She's got a wand. I guess the kiddies are getting out of school. And yeah, I have a feeling I'll have to, I hope it doesn't happen, blocking people on here. You know, helping me out is one thing, cussing me out is a whole nother deal. And we don't have freedom of speech anymore, so unfortunately I can't say what I want to. But these are good for table legs. I've seen some people use these wands for table legs, and that's what we have remaining there. Boy, this camera is just having a hard time focusing today. Maybe it's another restriction we have to follow. And there she is, the no-name person, but I like that torso. That's a good little winter sweater there. That'd be good for like maybe some kind of a winter theme. Not too bad. Okay, now we're going to move on to day 5 right there. We haven't hit the bottom row yet, so maybe that's more the some kind of witch's hat, I guess. So I'm taking it that we're building certain items from the movie. And honestly, my favorite one that I have built so far, I'd say, is the Friends, followed by the Frozen. And then this, I think, the City. I'm not sure about this one, but I think Star Wars would be the dead last one. So this or Star Wars will have to fight for last place. Alright. Alright, so... Yep, hot and miserable today. But you know what? We're going to survive the heat. Why? Because... Okay, let me bring this up close here. That brown is really just... Okay, I see. Alright. It just feels like I'm building the Star Wars one again. And I got like 50 minutes on this memory. I got like 3.5 hours of space. So I have an option to do what I want right now. You know what I mean? So, Lego decided to cancel some of the sets that I was going to release. So, I have extra time now. I'm going to work on tutorials. So it's some kind of totem thing. I don't know what that is. I guess I'll have it all listed in there. But yeah, I mean, that's not bad for day 5. It's kind of dark and gloomy there. And that's what we have remaining. Just another one of these corny eye tiles. Okay, day 6. Right there. Huh. Well, we obviously know this is not a game mat, so we're not going to be playing a game. Oh, I see some tiles that I like. Oh yeah, we'll build this first and we'll take a good close look here. These would be perfect for a Harry Potter mock, as well as the roof slopes. You never see these anymore. I've seen them in transparent clear in one of those other sets. Make sure I'm putting that on correctly. Let's see here. Okay, boy. Oh, that's right. They were in the jelly beans, the magic beans that Jack and the Beanstalk used. I mean, these are printed here. We'll get that up. Come on, focus, focus, focus. There we go. Look at that. That's really cool when you get 4 of those. So just imagine if you're building a Harry Potter mock. These, just like with that other tile, would be a very nice piece to have, and there's no pieces remaining. Okay, day 7, and it's right here next to 17, so we got to be very careful here. What is that, Weasley or something? I don't know all their names. Some people are probably screaming at their monitors, cussing me out. Naughty, naughty. Don't want to do that. I'd love to cuss in my videos, but I don't, just due to respect to my viewers, especially for those who watch this with their children. What I'm going to do is just pre-pop out the ones real quick and discard that. No, I throw the bags on the floor, but not those. Okay. Well, we obviously don't want that head. I wonder why this camera is it's just the focus on it's very slow. Blonde wig, so we can use that. I'll give him a wand, shove that in there. I need to sit down and watch Harry Potter. I have never once sat through and watched the whole entire trilogy or whatever, how many episodes there are, and that's what we have remaining is a one. Just never had sit down really watched it. And I may one day just sit down and watch it and talk about my experience with it. I like that torso too. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, now we're looking for day 8. I'll find it eventually. My hair's getting long again, and I got that, my bangs or fringe has gotten to be more wider every time, so. Could be worse. I could be losing my hair. No, I'm just in between colors right now. Maybe it's going back to the way it was when I was little. What is that ugly old thing? Oh, doesn't look too fun. Jay, you're always making fun of these sets. They're just, sometimes these builds are just kind of goofy. So I think we're just building just little creatures from the show. And yeah, first I gotta find the legs for it here. Okay. I'm assuming these go in the back here. I gotta watch my memory card. This one here, I'd say it's a step up from Star Wars, but not all that much. These sets are really only good for if you're really into Harry Potter. Okay, that piece goes there. Alright. I can't see it because the doors are opened up this way. Unless I was sitting on the other side, but I got a wall over there. I can't just do that. Okay. Somebody had comments, says, why don't you just do one bag a day? I'd be here and, you know, I got 5 of these. It would just last a whole year pretty much. Or it would take like 4 to 5 months. And yeah, I couldn't. I don't, you know, for those who don't know, this is just a hobby of mine. So I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time doing it. This one's got a lot of, I think this one here has the most pieces. And it's, the more pieces, the longer these are going to take, obviously. Whoops, I put that on backwards. We got to be careful. Somebody will roast me on here. Yeah, I mean, you got to have fun with these. I think that's where these go. Yeah. And alright, let's put this on the top here first. And then we got the eyes here. Yeah, you know, every time I get rid of some eye pieces, and I'm literally just trying to get rid of them, packing them up, and it's like that bin has gotten to be the most used bin in terms of packing items up. I don't pull, like I said, I only use a set of eyes for one mock or tutorial. You'll see it next year unless you're on my memberships. You probably already have seen it by now. And yeah, what is that? Is that Woody Woodpecker Black and White Edition? I mean, a little brick-built animal. That'd be good for a poly bag. Hope it wasn't an earthquake. But yeah, not too bad there for day 8, and that's what we have remaining. Okay, now we're going to look for day 9 right down here. We're not even halfway done. Oh, this one's kind of lame. We get 2 coins. Shillings, crowns. Obviously not rubles. Let's see here. That's it. Let me see if I can get these where they'll focus in here a bit better without dropping them here. Not too bad. That's all you get, so day 9 is not too exciting. Okay, now we're going to find day 10, which is right here. Let's pull that up. Another minifigure. I don't know who she is either, so maybe I'll have to use a phone a friend, huh? What is it? You get the lifelines, you get the audience, phone a friend, and oh goodness, what was that other one? Audience, phone a friend, and 50-50 elimination. Now they have a new one on Millionaire. It's like ask the host. Yeah, I know. Oh, this is Christmas time, but you don't want to be angry here. Waiting for the camera to focus in. We want to be happy for Christmas. Well, that's not going to happen. Now it's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. There we go. We've got to make it extra fun here. Wingarda Leviosa. What was that other one? Reprendo. Those are the only ones I can remember the magic spells. She's going to Reprendo this set out the window, huh? Wingarda Leviosa for the drop test. See how good this thing will last when it drops. And that's what we have remaining there for bag 10. And now I am looking for, make sure here, yeah, 10, so we'll do day 11. Yeah, I hope the indexing's helping you. And it's another brick-built animal. Yippee. So, in addition to the figures, we're doing brick-built animals. Is that like, this would be our 4th animal we're building? Lego. Come on, are we really that trying to scrape down to the bottom of the barrel and trying to get just anything for these? Harry Potter's from England. You think that they would be, we'd be just showered with really cool stuff here. Okay, let me see here. Is there anything in the back of that? It doesn't show it. Maybe it's a chocolate frog or something. I remember those in the movie, but I've never seen the movie. Maybe I'm lying to you, I don't know. Jay, you never seen Harry Potter? No, I have not. I was never too interested in it, and I never even read the books either. It just wasn't something I was interested in. But reading is very important. I don't like to read, but college ruined it for me. Am I putting that together right? Yeah, we are. At least anything, though, you can watch this for a good laugh unless you take these seriously. I mean, like seeing Jay mess up on the names. Yeah, wait, I'm going to have to close that window. It's just getting really humid in here. Of course, I'm filming right now under 3 hot lights. They're LEDs, but they're hot. It's supposed to be, I guess, a chocolate frog, but it almost looks like a stapler that you'd staple your homework. The homework that the dog ate, you know. Dog has to eat the homework with the staples, so it has an excuse to go outside. My random gibberish while I'm building these. Yeah, it's not too bad, but I'm starting to get a little bored of animal figures, and this is what we have remaining here. Okay, now we're moving on to day 12. It's somewhere around here. We'll find it eventually. We're almost halfway done. What is that, a cake? Or some kind of ray gun? Oh, there's more printed pieces in here. Let's see what this is. I don't drink alcohol. What is it, supposed to be a bottle of Jack Daniels or something? I don't know. And that's printed. Okay, that goes on the second. Be careful with your pieces. One is printed, one is not. I think this set's going to be valuable for the figures and the printed pieces. I think that's probably the only thing here. Maybe it's some kind of a flask or something. There we go. And polyjuice potion? Is that what we're calling the liquor now for the kids? The polyjuice potion? Yummy, huh? I don't know what that is. Polyjuice. Poly's for like plastic. Does that turn kids into plastic or something? We don't know. And that's what we have remaining. Okay, we are on day 13. So now we're technically halfway done with building this. But I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not really too pleased with it. Oh, we get another minifigure. So far I've put together 1, 2, 3 figures. I don't know, I've lost count. 4 figures? I got a 5th figure now. Let's get the wand here. Like I said, I will label these accordingly, but the days will be marked as day 1, day 2, day 3, because I'm not going to do spoilers. That's up to you, the viewer, to watch the video. Nice torso. Let's get her head on here. So, another child. Oh, well, I guess both of these will work. That's probably the face you get when you're like, oh goodness, is that what I got for Christmas? Oh no, I didn't get the right wand, so I'm angry. No, she's happy because she's got the right wand. Come on, get your wand in so you can win Gonda Leviosa Harry Potter out the window. I can never get these wands in their hands. And her wig keeps falling off. That's not good. Don't need to lose your hair over this one. Yeah, let's take a look at her. I like that torso. That's really nice. They got some nice torsos. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. My apologies about the glare off the ring light. And that's what we have remaining there. Okay, day 14. Oh, we're getting more holes in here. That's good. Oh, it's another animal figure. Boring. When I do the tour on this, it's just going to be the same thing. After this, I'll jump into that. If somebody really wants to get up close and personal, they can watch the video. Some kind of creepy spider thing. Is that the chocolate spider that's supposed to shoot cotton candy at you? I don't know. Just making up some stories. Gotta make it. Hey, at least I'm not cussing in my videos. I'll gotta be happy for that one. Okay, what is that now? All right. Well, we're just going to build it right here. Then it's just 2 palisade bricks. We'll do the legs last. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little tired of this one here. And let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I haven't finished cleaning up the side of my house. I'm going to start doing it. Oh, and today is the 18th or the 19th. I don't remember. Today is the 18th of September 2025. So, finally got off of work. And yeah, I'm hiding from drama right now. So that's why I'm back here. Waiting for my girlfriend to get off of work so we can talk and do stuff. But right now I am hiding. Because apparently doing Lego is considered immature for my age. Alright, that's it. And this is what we have remaining here. And yeah, just some creepy spider or something you'd... Well, this one probably looks a little better than the one in Minecraft. But, yeah, I don't know what his role is. Maybe just to anger the kids. Don't know yet. Okay, a few minutes later, we are on day 15. We really haven't hit the bottom yet. We're almost done with the second row. What is that, another alcoholic beverage? Alright, let's see here. Oh, I gotta check the memory card. Oh, I only got 18 minutes left. I'm obviously not going to get this done, but... oh, a cake topper piece. So that'll come in handy for something cool. Don't roll off. Let's see here. It's all the way over there, so it's got 3 studs. But these sets are kind of like a treasure trove because you get some really weird parts in here and some oddball colors. And some of the builds, like in the city set, would be good for city stuff. The other one wasn't too bad. Okay, this one doesn't have a label. Maybe it's a candle. That'd make a good candle piece. And then it has this. What is this? Somebody help me out what this thing is. It's got like some kind of horn growing out of it. What is this thing? What does this do? Is this something that taps on itself like to say, hey, wake up? You know, I mean, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Let me wait for the camera to focus. But what is that? Is that supposed to be like some kind of a... Or it could be a mug. It's probably what it is. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the polyjuice potion. We don't know. And that's what we have remaining. Okay, now we're looking for day 16. And I am sweating like a hog in here. There it is, right down here. So we're now getting down to the bottom row. Another minifigure. I think we're going to have 6 or 7. So probably just an overpriced, I'm going to say it bluntly, an overpriced minifigure pack. See, for everybody who watches the main channel and is just scared or doesn't want to commit to watching this one here, they're missing out on the commentary and the close-ups. And eventually this will be the review. And, you know, I could do this on the main channel. Oh, well, there's no need to be sad. It's Christmas time, even though if it's September right now. Christmas time is right around the corner. Better get your notes into Santa. Tell him you want something. Tell Santa Claus you want Wingonda Leviosa. Or a magic wand that won't burn out or break down. And I can't get the wand in her hand. Come on, cooperate. There we go, and that's it there. That's what we have remaining for the thing. Eh, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Wasn't that difficult to put her together. But I like that torso. Well, let's take this off here. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, it's got a nice set of minifigures in here, and if you're interested in Harry Potter. Okay, and now let's look for day 17, which is in the same row. Come on, open up so I can come in there and build another. It's another animal figure. I kid you not. That's all we're doing in here. Some creepy bat thing. What is this, Halloween now? It's supposed to be Christmas. We're going to like some creep show or something here. Oh, that doesn't look too fun. It's all black and gray parts. Let's see. Let's get the belly aching out of the way first. This one's a little more entertaining, I think, than the Star Wars, but I'd say that Star Wars is going to come in dead last. I'm sorry for the Star Wars fans, but I guess if you build one, they're all the same. Oh, I just heard my air flip on. You know what that means? I got to get up and close the window here. I'd have the door open in here so it's not so hot, but every time I have the door open, who are you talking to? Why are you doing that? So I try to avoid that. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't go there. The instructions are so crude. Lego, you're making me mess up on purpose. And for those out there who are taking these seriously, don't construe these as professional product reviews, please. There's a video by one of the people that I'm subscribed to. He hadn't made a video in a few months. I kind of want to tell him to cut that long hair off. He's around my age, maybe a year or two younger, and I'm just like, it's not doing you any favors, obviously. I mean, I outgrown long hair a long time ago. Yep, gotta grow up. And as much as I miss having curtains, I can't do that anymore because my face, it just doesn't look good with it anymore. It's like, you know. Oh, that's just a profile brick. I wasn't paying attention. And maybe it's some kind of a bat thing. I don't know what that is. And the legs are coming off. I'm going to say build quality on this set is about average. I'm experiencing some pieces falling off of it. So I'm expecting this to be more of it's just some random, just Legos just trying to regurgitate or something ideas. If I did a calendar set, the calendar set would be the thing. And that's it. I mean, is that supposed to be a black pigeon or something? I don't know what this is. Yeah, that one wasn't too fun. I wasn't too thrilled with that one. And that's what we have remaining for the build. Okay, we gotta look for 18 now. Right there. Let's crack that open. Alright, so we got some kind of skeleton on a stand. Oh, that doesn't sound too pleasant. Come on, skeleton, unbag so we can see your bones. Or is that what it is? You just don't want to lose your freshness. Okay. Yeah, you can hear the surfer talk come out of me sometimes, huh? And this is Skilly Grow. That's printed. We'll take a closer look at everything here in a bit. Skelly. So we're naming our skeletons now. The skeletons in the closet that we're not supposed to ever talk about, but we do anyways, just to let the skeleton out. I was watching a movie last night about such a thing. About some kids found a hole in their basement and it would feast off on all their things that they were scared of. No, I'd be scared of doing this set. Uh-oh. Got 10 minutes left. Better hurry up. At least this piece is printed. Imagine putting a sticker on that. I mean, it's not bad if you're interested in it. I mean, skeletons. Yeah, I don't know about that one there. It's more like Halloween. Okay, and now we're looking for day 19. Almost out of memory cards. We counted like 6-7 minifigures. I've seen him around. And he's got the wig I need, but I need that wig in medium nougat or dark tan, but I probably will never get it. I've seen it in cool yellow, but, well, we'll get to it. I'll show you what it is here in a second. Alrighty. But this one's a little more entertaining than the other one. Oh, I like that torso. It's my favorite color. I'll probably be snagging that. And oh, he's only got one-sided head? Well, that's not cool. Yeah. A skin fade. That fad out here. A lot of guys are getting that scruffy hair again, like the broccoli hair, which I am too old to get, sadly. And yeah, so I keep my hair like that all the time. I mean, I like the torso on him too. I just need that wig for my sig fig, just not in that color. You know. But that's not a bad figure. I don't know his name. I'll have it listed in there. We'll find out eventually. Okay, now I'm going to move on to day 20. Then after that, I'm going to have to switch memory cards. Only got 8 minutes left. Some other creature we're building. Something with teeth. Is this the teeth monster now that will tooth you to death? I don't know what it is. Yeah, more eye pieces. Here I'm trying to get rid of these stinking eye tiles, and I'm getting more of them. That's probably my punishment here for getting the set. They're going to punish me for not putting it together right, and we got some kind of legs hanging off of it. Is this supposed to be that killer lasagna from Legend of Zelda from the underworld that kind of looks like lasagna coming after you? I used to do that. Oh, that looks like a killer lasagna. I don't know what that is. Boy, kids with their imaginations. I miss being a kid. And now, not too much. Hold on, I got an extra 2x2 plate. Am I putting something together wrong in here? Oh, I see how that goes. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I gotta get my prescription redone. But I have to do the DMV stuff, and the eyes can just get randomly thrown on there. So I gotta wait until that happens, because not to waste my doctor's time. And that's what we have remaining there for the build. And this is what this little guy looks like. I'm getting tired of building animal figures. This one's more of a minifigure brick-built animal pack. And I don't know what his role is. Okay, now we're moving on to day 21 right here. So we got the top row all punched out. And if you think you're not done with, what is this, what is that? Some kind of magical heart? Maybe that's the heart monster that will come and shower you with loves and kisses. We don't know. Alright, so here we go. Heart monster, I think that's what it is. And I need these in this color. Well, you know what I'll be parting out when I'm done. Well, Jay, what do you do with all those pink parts? Oh, you'll see what I'll do with those. I can't tell you, but I'm doing something cool with them. Well, can't you just tell me now, Jay? No, I can't, because that would have to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. It's a surprise. I think this one goes on the back. I don't think I have any of these in pink, but yeah. And then we put this on the top here. Strawberry hearts. Yummy. Reminds me of those little candies you get from Valentine's Day, if you remember those. Little candies that you'd get in grade school when they had Valentine's Day and you'd break your teeth on them. That's how those dentists make all that money, because they would promote those little boxes of heart candy. What would they call, sweethearts or something like that? Some heart with something sticking out of the side of it here. And then this goes on the top. I'm not too pleased with the builds in this. I'm going to say so far the score is at a 9. I'm not experiencing any breakage. No bricks separated with the build. Do I really need one? No. So I'm going to just ding off a little bit for that. Probably, you know, but that's it. I mean, oh, I forgot to put that on the top there. My bad. I am so sorry. Don't get mad. And here we got all this stuff remaining. It's not too terribly bad for this day. Okay, and now the next day is the 22nd. Well, we don't need to worry about that. Okay, there it is. Obviously, no, the bottom row is the last one. Another minifigure. I've lost count on them. Lego, did we run out of animal figures? Now we got to build all the minifigures now? Is that what it is? I wonder what we're going to do for the 24th. Probably something not too cool. Let me go and separate. Don't you dare roll your head on me. That's not cool. Don't do that again. Mess up my build experience. Okay. Hey guys and gals, I gotta have fun with these. I'll go nuts if I don't. Oh, his legs move. He's got the shorter legs like the preteen. We got the kids, the preteens, and we got the adult legs. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, that's a nice little torso. Yeah, I think this one's a little better than the Star Wars one. And that's just being honest. And that's what we have remaining is a wand. Okay, now we're moving on to day 23. We're getting close. We're almost done. Oh, that's kind of fallen down. And we already got a collapsing issue inside. Some kind of weird owl thing. I don't know what does he do, huh? If somebody can enlighten me on what these do, let me know, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't research this stuff. I just get the sets like most normal kids do, and they just build. Alright, let's see what his role is here. I wish they heard something fall. Alright, so it looks like we use this here. We're using these stems here to shove in for the legs like that. So that's what I'm gathering. Yeah, this one's not as bad as the Star Wars, so I think we found ourselves a new winner here. So I think Star Wars is going to come in dead last. And yeah, what else do we have to do here? Oh, this is not supposed to go on there. Whoops, my bad. I made a mistake. Jay, you make tons of mistakes in these. Yep, that's the name of the game here. Can't make them all perfect because they'd be boring commentary. Imagine this is a Pokemon themed calendar. This would be fun. But if you're not into Harry Potter, like myself, you're going to be a little lost here. You know what sounds good right now is a waffle, a nice Belgian waffle. It's cloudy outside. Looks like it's in the 40s out there. Obviously not. Since the rain has subsided, I may go out and work after I get done with reviewing this set. Not sure what he does. Now the question is, does he stand up on his own? No, so when I display him, I'm going to have to put him somehow in there. Maybe just put the longer legs on the outside, like that. Let's see, does he stand up now? Yeah, so he doesn't stand up all that well. Hope I put him together. Looks like it, but yeah, what is this? I don't think that's Groot or anything, so I don't know what he does. But at least we got a lot of pieces here for day 23. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, now let's see what we get for day 24. Let's see if it's Christmas related. Nothing's Christmas related here. What is that? Obviously it's not Rudolph. Yeah, this one's not even Christmas related. It's just, honestly, it's just a minifigure, a Harry Potter pack. But it's got some nice colors in this one here. I mean, is it keeping me entertained? Kind of. It's not something I would write home to my mom about and saying this is the best build. But if you get this as a set, tell her thank you. Alright, tell your mom thank you that, hey, I got this as a set. Ooh, I need these. How many does that come with? 4 Lego? I need more than that. It comes with a regular brick, but no, you give me just that? That's depressing. I want more. Give me more parts. Oh no, I'm just going to have to go order them. Oh, wait a minute, I can't because the tariffs have got them. I can't order those. Alright, so I can't get anything. So this is supposed to be like some kind of like a reindeer or something? Like a transparent deer? Not sure his role. Transparent pieces, I don't know what's about them. They're always fun to build with because we don't ever see them all that much. Especially these type of pieces would be good for like waterfalls and some kind of like a little water fountain or something. Alright, and then the next thing here is another plate on the top of that, but I got 2 plates. Oh, I see why. Okay. Hopefully I can memorize all that. I think it's supposed to be like a deer or something. I don't know what this is. Like I said, we got phone a friend, ask the audience, 50-50, and ask the host. We may have to ask the host here. What is it? It could be the ghost of Rudolph. If you don't know what he is, I gotta find something to make for dinner tonight. But I'm kind of scared to even ask anybody. I won't dare ask for us to go out because I guess my girlfriend and I can do something later on. Yeah, this one here is really starting to fall apart. I'll put that on there first. Yeah, this thing is just kind of, I'm going to say the build quality on this is average, nothing worth mentioning about. So if you're interested in this set, you get a lot of little micro-built animals, but I think Lego was trying to go at the bottom of the barrel on that, and that's what he is there. Not too bad for some kind of a creature. And that's what we have remaining for day 24. So that's what you do on Christmas Eve. Okay, now we're going to start setting this beast up here. And, you know, let's take a look. Is it printed behind there? Oh, this one's not even printed. Wait a minute, maybe it could be. We're curious here. I got to look in here and find out. Because we're always kind of curious to see here. This is going to be part of setting up, but I wanted to look in here. Okay, indeed, it is printed in the back. Looks like it's the same as the front. It's not the same as that or this. Alright. Maybe we'll have to do a dissection of this, but I need this mat. The build was okay. It was just mostly an animal minifigure pack, so we're going to start setting up the creepy things. I think this is supposed to be like some kind of a snowman. We'll put him there. I'm curious, how many figures does this come with? Now, I already know that Lego people have already released the reviews on these. I don't watch other reviews. I kind of just, well, the owl would fit better in the trees. Put that there. Well, we got to have the bottle of liquor over here. Here's another animal figure. I mean, it's full of animal figures. We got the magic jelly beans. You know what? Let's put the jelly beans over here with the. We've got to have something to wash those down with. We'll put the reindeer back here. And Mr. Barn Owl that likes eating the lollipops. Put him there. It's the only place I can put him. And maybe this is some. Well, it looks like more like a bird. The heart with the thing on it. The heart with love. Maybe this is sarsaparilla. We don't know what that is. We'll put that there. And, you know, I mean, here's the deal, though. I got to have fun with these. It's just, these are just meant for fun, just to see what we have here. And we'll put the figures here later. And so far, I've already counted 5. Here's the chocolate frog. We'll put him right here. So this set here comes with 8 minifigures, and there's probably 2 minifigures from each team. I'm trying to think in here. Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, and I can't remember the other one. So, and we'll call it the spider one. We don't know. We'll put the spider back here. Let's put the bird back here, so he can swoop down on the spider. Or is that the owl's job? And we got the 2 shillings. So we'll just kind of place these right here. Yeah, let's start setting up the figures now. I mean, I'm just going to randomly just start dropping figures. This is a minifigure pack, so now I see why it is expensive, but see, I'm going to rotate it this way. So I want all the figures to kind of face. We're going to put Harry Potter here for right now. Put this gentleman here. I'm trying to get them all to face that way. And Harry Potter will go right in the center because it's all about him. Okay. Yeah, let's leave her there. We'll put him. We'll put him so that that bird can eat him. We don't know. The spider. Maybe he's going to Wingardium Leviosa that up. And let's put. We don't have a blue here. We'll put her right here. And what else? Where can I put her at? Here, we'll put her right here. trying to prevent myself and have to crop all this stuff out when I do the backdrop on these. Well, let's put her right over here. Well, I got too many. Okay, here you go. Let's swap you out. We'll put a green torso there. We'll throw you back here. And yeah, now seeing this all together, it's not really worth $45, to be honest with you. It's fine for a Harry Potter fan, but for someone like myself, yeah, not too much. Now, can I slide this without knocking stuff over here? It's very humid. I got to be very careful. This thing is sticking. It's really sticky. And then let's knock the zoom up just a hair there. I think that's good enough. And yeah, I mean, it's mostly an animal minifigure pack, nothing more. I mean, I'm pretty pleased with the printed parts. It's cool looking, but I think for the price, this one's just a little too much. And I'm leaning more towards an 8.5. There is some play value with it. They got all the characters from the movies. But if you're not a Harry Potter fan, this is one I would stay away from. But, you know, for me, just as a review offer, not too bad. I'm trying to hold my yawns in. I mean, it's not like it was boring or anything. This one was a little better than the Star Wars one. It tells you I'm not interested in Star Wars, but I need to really sit down and watch the Harry Potter movies. I'll probably have to sell the 7 Seas for those, but I don't know, maybe we have them on Blu-ray here. I'd have to check. But anyways, not too bad. Well, let's take a close-up tour. Here we have Harry Potter, and he's the only one I pretty much know. The other figures in here, I have no clue who they are, as I'm not a Harry Potter fan. But the set does come with 8 minifigures in total, as well as several animal and creatures. And this is pretty much what you build here throughout the 24 days. Essentially, this is more of a minifigure brick-built animal pack. Now, some of the graphics you see here, such as this, are printed. It's not too bad. And this one here has also got a printed tile. Not too bad at all. And here's one of these coins. These are keepers, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. And yeah, you get to build a lot of stuff. And a lot of the stuff I don't know what it is or what the rows are in the series. But for anybody who's a Harry Potter fan, this is probably going to be a gold mine. But did it keep my interest? Well, here are my thoughts. Let's start the review with build quality, and honestly, this one's just average. I did experience some pieces fall off, such as these animal figures here that like to take a nosedive. The legs will come off, and on both of these, I've had them fall off, and some of the smaller pieces are hard to line up, and there's no brick separator to help you with that, so be very careful. My build experience was average with this set. I was adding commentary with the build, so it was not too bad, but I felt like it was kind of dragged out with animal figures. We get 8 minifigures in total in animal figures. So it's basically just a brick animal minifigure pack. So not a whole lot there, but there is some play value with the set. You can use these pieces to enhance other LEGO Harry Potter themes or use the parts to build other creations. I'm sure you can come up with some pretty crazy stuff. And in addition, all this stuff is printed here. There's no sticker sheet. The only thing I'm kind of disappointed with, I wish LEGO would include a brick separator with these calendar sets. I'm sure there's going to be some that we're going to take these apart, put them back into here, and do this the following year. For my build experience, I'd say the set was average. Now, by all means, the set is not to be built in one sitting. You can if you choose. For me, though, some of the builds just felt redundant. We were doing mostly animal figures as well as minifigures. And one of the days, you only got just to do 2 coins and just set them out on here. So there wasn't really a whole lot. But this set can be built by up to, comfortably, I'd say, 4 to 6 people. So you can all take turns building this each day. So this would be a good family project for the month of December for the holidays. Not too bad at all. Now, my score on the set is going to be an 8.5 out of 10. Just a little bit for the brick separator and the build quality. But really what you're getting here is a minifigure accessory pack. And seeing that the set is $44.99, I think you're getting just the printed pieces and the minifigures. Do I think that's a good deal? It just depends if you're a Harry Potter fan. I'm not familiar with the Harry Potter series, but just from what I see here, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you're going to get a good treat out of this. And it'd be something fun to put together for the whole family. And honestly, it doesn't have a whole lot of Christmas cheer to it. It just looks like they just grabbed some figures out from the movie and just each one of these is built. And on day 24, we built this. Maybe that's supposed to be Rudolph, I don't know, but it doesn't really look like anything related to the holidays other than the backdrop. But I wasn't feeling this set all that much. I mean, it's interesting with some of the builds, but it just didn't really catch my interest. But nonetheless, though, this should be good for any Lego Harry Potter enthusiast. But tell me what you think.